Okay, so I'm back. I was just like reading something in here that kind of made me think. Because some people were like saying that this game has been in development since 2022 and it hasn't developed to nothing, but they keep asking for, for money to the project to continue. And I mean, it's quite funny that on the Steam page they say that it's from this year. That kind of makes you think, right? Okay, let's continue. I rubbed my neck where the eggs had fallen. I don't know if it's X. X. Okay. I should have seen it all coming. If I'm saying things wrong, I'm sorry. English is not my native language. If it makes you feel better, you weren't the only one punished. There are others who suffered greatly. It doesn't make me feel better at all. That just makes it worse. I'm not some cruel person, or I hope I'm not. At least you want to go to hell so long as you fulfill your work. And what if I don't want to?
Hell is not a fun place. Do you want a taste of it?
That's where that bastard went, your disgusting friend. His eyes narrowed, and for a moment I could see the flames of hell in his pupils. No, that's okay. So Felix ended up there. All we did was for nothing. His choices after my passing were ultimately his own, but was it my fault? I was the catalyst, wasn't I? Maybe I should go down there after all. As if he could read my thoughts, Kame gently put a hand on my shoulder. Aries. He rebuked the sharp man while giving my shoulder a comforting squeeze. He didn't apologize, making Kame sigh, but he didn't press the matter. Just know that your sentencing is beyond our power. Apologies if you feel wronged, but this is how it is in the afterlife. I wish there was a way I could appeal it. I mean, I've already been in purgatory, right? Correct, although you didn't have too much to purge, so you've been sleeping for most of your duration there. Eh? What do you mean? Well, thanks to you and your friend turned tyrant king, there was a lot on everyone's agendas. So you slipped our radar. What's a radar? Think of it as something that escapes everyone's notice for now. Man, they really left you sleeping too long. So I was forgotten? Our apologies. There was an awkward moment of silence. I definitely could tell there were things they weren't telling me. But in truth, I needed time to process all this. I nodded along as though I understood all that they told me, but I felt it had yet to sink in. You should get some rest. It was as if he had read my mind. Yes, while you had quite the slumber, I believe you do need some time to think. We set up a cool room just for you. You knew I'll be coming? We are your welcoming committee, after all. Of course we had to do some preparation. I mean, honestly, for a person that has been sleeping for so long, you probably wouldn't want to go to sleep back again, right? You would just have like this amount of questions in your head, especially after what they told you. So you would feel more curious than actually, in preparation to go to bed with all of that anxiety weighing on you. And Lilia helped. She said our taste sucks. Oh, well, I'll be sure to thank her. They said she's lazy and troublesome, but the girl's been nice to me so far. Although this coffee is cold, the warmth it gave my heart was something I felt nostalgic for. I held on to it tightly as we exited the office and made for the place that would be my new home. I was terrified out of my mind. We were inside a strange contraption. Think of it as a mini carriage. He had said, yet there were no horses and it moved on its own accord? Sorcery. And to make it worse, it moved too quickly. Would you like to hold my hand? Seir sat to my right and Zafan to my left. I was sandwiched between them, squeezed like a child hiding inside a cupboard. Looks like she'll destroy Kaim's seats otherwise. Aries was seated in the front, staring out the window. Kaim, who was driving this bizarre vehicle, huffed a languished sigh as he spun the wheel.
I would prefer that not happen, if you don't mind.
Or else I may switch cars with one of the others. Certainly you wouldn't dare take mine. You should have gone with the Valfar then, or brought your own. I didn't realize that I had a death grip on the leather seats. My nails had been digging in and my knuckles had gone white. I held the angel's hand, and while I was still in fear for my life, non-life, he was positively delighted.
You can hold my hand too.
You are too much energetic for my taste, my friend. I do not think so. I took him up on that offer, but she did. Okay. My strength was divided between holding each hand. Please do not be so anxious. You are a reaper now. Can't die again that easily. Doesn't mean she can be reckless. Well, yeah, but she doesn't have to be a nervous wreck either. Try looking out the window. I'm sure this will all be new to you. Oh my god. To be honest, for like a first time in her life, maybe she would even get like some motion sickness. Yeah, probably. This place is called Stasis. It's got a lot to do, thanks to everything we borrow from the human world. I braved a glance outside. It was bizarre. Gone were the structures I had grown up with or the rubble it had become. Instead were looming buildings, bright lights. Cool, isn't it? The purgatory humans helped us design this place. Angels come down here to frolic, so a lot of time is always put into construction. Up where we came from, there is little in entertainment, though they make the best alcohol. I had so many questions. The purgatory humans? Purgatory is a place where humans purge their sins before they go to heaven. So am I going to heaven?
You are a special case.
You stirred up so much trouble they didn't know what to do with you.
So I am special everything, okay. That's why they left you in there for so long. Anyways, rather than just wandering around in Purge, the ones with skills can just serve their sentences here. Now and then, you get humans that work here before going to heaven. Or even come down from heaven now and then. So, I didn't have any skills? That's not the case, but rather you were assessed to be a danger. What? Who am I dangerous to? Yourself and millions of people? Point taken, but I'm not that reckless. Or you scoofed. And I'm here now, aren't I? Under strict supervision, our heads are on the line. Really? So don't toe out of line. Okay, now he's being a bit more, lately he's been a bit more the rude type. But I'm fine. Maybe I'll set my eyes on you for this demo. Maybe, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not so much inclined to the red hair guy, but he's more, I usually, and this is like the real usual for me, I'm not much into the energetic type of guy. They're just not my thing. It's just too much for me. But she has matured from her stay in purgatory. You may have forgotten your memories, but do you truly feel like the same person? My soul felt heavier, things were still foggy, and I've barely had time to think here. I think I have changed, I just need to figure out how. Hopefully it's for the better. Oi, ease up, will ya? Never seen you be this much of a dick. Don't listen to him. He was in charge of making sure you'll get here safe and sound. Bullshit. You all just wouldn't stop talking about her. How come you all know me? I appreciate the help, but is there a reason you are looking out for me? Let's just say a series of events have led us being responsible for you.
So if you mess up, we all die.
Oh, great.
Zafon, please. It would be a worthy death.
Okay. Zaire is, yeah. I'm kind of curious about him too. Oh my god. Is he like an M? Or is that not an M? Masochist or something? I don't know. Eh? No, I don't want anyone dying for me. Besides, aren't we already dead? Yet you died for another so easily. Anyway, while humans and things are normally hurt, humans can't fatally harm us. Other powers can. Okay, there's something. Anyway, while humans and things that normally hurt humans can't fatally harm us, other powers can. Okay, there's something there with the comas and all. Keep that in mind. All right. At last, we were free from the nightmarish ride. I was sitting in my brand new room. Although the structures I've seen so far have been unfamiliar, this was close to my old quarters in Felix's home. Was this on purpose? They told me to stay out of the kitchen for now and to just ask them if I needed any help, since there would be machinery I did not yet know to operate. I was given this watch thing to contact them, but how could that possibly work? Sorcery. Just as I started tapping on the surface, something appeared on the screen and the watch began to make noises. After several moments of deliberation, I tapped it. Hey, how are you settling in? Ah! I threw the infernal device and a shatter replaced the sound of his voice. Ah! I shouldn't have done that, I think. Sorcery. Confused. Oh, okay, the next day. Because I was like, are we back to the same place again? Didn't we just leave this place? Oh my god. Okay, here, I'll teach you how to use it. While the device was sturdy, the screen itself needed some repairs. The men were shocked at my strength, though Lilia praised me until Kame shooed her out. And so Zafan was here with a case of tools. Probably should have taught you in the first place. Yeah, you should. It would mean less work on our hands. Yesterday. After I tossed the infernal device away from me as far as I could, it thunked against the wall and fell to the floor with a spectacular shatter.
Foul creation!
Every time she screams, I'm like, it's so dramatic. I climbed up. She sounds like a lunatic. I'm sorry, but she does. I climbed up into the counter and looked for some sort of a weapon. Luckily, I found a broom to brandish at the cursed item, not that I knew anything about exorcism. Perhaps I should have joined a convent after all. I mean, it's not because you went to a convent that you are going to know how to exorcise even spirits. It's not because of that. Oh my god. Before I had any more time to regret my course in life, hurried footsteps echoed outside of my door. Are you okay? Zafan was huffing after opening the door, and a group of guys piled in. Beside him was Valfar, who was sleepily rubbing his eyes. Aries was in tow, and Seir peered inside curiously, while Kame wasn't very visible. I could still see him rubbing his temple. You could have knocked. We thought something had happened. The angel furrowed his beautiful face as he came up to me, still crouched on the counter. Are you hurt? He put a hand on my head, and his eyes did a once-over of me. What happened? A voice started coming out of my watch, and I thought it was possessed. It was terrifying. Ah, thanks. That was my voice. She was terrified by your voice, yes.
Is my voice that scary?
Yeah, apparently. He whispered to Aries, who nodded, much to Zafan's dismay. We should have explained how it worked to you. You must have been frightened. I tried to slide off my seat, but Valfar stopped me. We should check for any broken glass. Okay? Although you are a Reaper now, injuries will still hurt since you are new to this life. It will take time for your powers and resistance to develop.
Paper cuts will never stop stinging, no matter how many years pass.
Oh, guess he knows it. He spoke bitterly and glared at the floor as though there was a sheet of paper lurking, threatening to slice him. How unfortunate. Maybe that's why he's wearing gloves. This is like another thing that's like, let's talk, you and me. This is another thing that you keep seeing on like this type of animated sprites, like especially I would even say more like the Japanese. They have a lot of these like wearing gloves kind of thing, and you're like, man, like especially if they are living nowadays, it doesn't fit, you know. I mean, unless you are cold, otherwise why are you wearing gloves, you know? It's just okay. I know it looks cool, they do it because it looks cool, but it's just I don't know. While Valfar picked up the watch, Zafan and Aries studied the floor for any debris. They confiscated my broom and then began the lecture. Why are they even confiscating the broom? Oh my god. We did not think your first reaction would be to throw the item. I said I was sorry. I told you I thought that the watch was possessed. We have to remember there was no technology from her time. Yeah. He gave Aries a pointed look. However, the next time you come across a suspicious item, it may not be wise to toss it. There could be an enchantment designed to hurt you. Really? Like what? I thought I'll be safe as a Reaper at least. You'll be mistaken. Remember, there are other powers out there that can harm you. I nodded. There are rogue Reapers out there, bad spirits from the human world, and actual demons that so far have escaped our grasp. The longer one lives, the more powerful they grow, so there are many out there who can hurt you. But how come they go rogue? Pursuit of power or a different life? I could see why. We all stared at him. Not that I have any plans to go rogue, geez. Then you should watch your words, especially where we are. Are there any bad angels? Seir shook his head.
Angels cannot have ill intent, so it is not possible for them to stray.
Yeah, I mean, he feels like this guy kind of feels like he cares about her, but I do not think it's like caring. It's just he's just like probably like an angel. He doesn't actually care or worries, or do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like he's just doing things kind of like that. I don't know. Furthermore, all actions angels do are recorded automatically and sent to a record keeper. How can they not have any ill intent? It's just how it is. Like Kaim many times speak and his sprite does not appear, and there's like a ton of cases where he's like speaking and he's not even like showing up. It's just how it is. Reapers are built a certain way. Angels are built a certain way. Okay. Like you could have said like an angel are built another way. Okay. Reapers are unattached. Their end goals are to become humans, be promoted to higher work, and possibly become angels. So we are even above the humans? Although I've rarely heard it actually happened. Okay. Because of this, it is rare to see Reapers in relationships or even have more than a couple of friends at most. A group like ours is an anomaly. They, of course, can have casual relations if they so choose, but most find no need to tie themselves down to this life. Angels get to deal with the nice parts of life. All we see is death, so you can imagine why they want a promotion. I'm trying to understand, like, because now it's a fan was kind of like talking like he was an angel too. So it's like, it's a mix in here, is it? I don't know. Or to settle down as a human once they fulfill certain conditions. Of course, that is not appealing to everyone. And you do have those that have come into this life after once being human, whether it be by choice, an exceptional event, I assure you, or those that must work off their karmic debt. It's a lot to take in. Seir pat me fondly on the head.
You will learn.
Yeah, a bit confusing still. Like, some things in here, kind of like a bit confusing. Aries bristled. You are quite friendly to her, why? Yeah, you are not that nice to us, or at all. Could it be? I didn't think he had it in him. Like, see, like Kaim is talking, and his sprite is the only one that doesn't appear. What the heck is going on? I don't know. Seir gave him a look. He certainly can be heartless for an angel. Even you, Valfar. Stop teasing him. I'm sure it's because I'm new. I defended him more for my sake than his, if I were to be honest. Alright, we'll back off for now. We need to get to business as it is. Let me teach you the basics of using this. Try not to throw it again. Sorry, I thought a demon was in there. You are afraid of demons? Well, who isn't? Yeah, but you have demons in here. Like, I think Kaim has like those horns and all. He's probably a demon. Arius pointed at himself and then to... Yeah, see, like, you have like two guys in here that are demons. Do you not notice that we have demon-like qualities? They have like these pointy ears, right? Are you demons? I thought you were reapers. Well, I think the base... I don't know if I'm as confused as her. So some are angels, and some are demons, and some are... I do not know what else is in here. But I think the idea is that they are all reapers, isn't that? That's what I'm kind of like getting, that despite them coming from different places, they are all here to like supervise her in a certain way, but probably do their work at the same time as reapers. I think that's what I grasped from here. Not mutually exclusive concepts. There are good demons and bad ones. See, like Kaim is talking again. Where is he? Take some perceptions of the Green Reaper across different places. Those that can perceive the supernatural have some foundation for our appearances. Of course, we don't know if they truly see us or if we just look like the scary pictures they conjure of us. I see, they've always been terrifying in the paintings I've seen. Yeah, I mean, in the paintings of like the old age, yeah, demons were like depicted in a really, really, really bad way. And it's probably since like I don't know, the Romanticism time, probably, that you started getting more like a fantasy type of idea from, you know, all of it, the demons and vampires and all of it that started emerging as like concepts of something more agreeable to our taste in terms of fantasy. I mean, religion had a really heavy weight on people during centuries. So yeah, we need to see that. Demons would not be something that would be acceptable or considered by anyone, you know? Especially if you were like Catholic or, you know, yeah. Unless you were like prone into like witchcraft or something, you know, like unless for that, I mean, religion really had like a weight on people. Scary things aside, let's get to work. After many hours of patience from Zephan, while Valfar and even Lilia occasionally dropping by to help, I think I have finally understood this device. While it is a watch, they say it is like a smartphone that is capable of doing many other things I need for my Reaper's work. I still could not say that I have grasped everything, but I believed I could work this. Alright, test time. Never mind. Wait, I don't think I'm ready. Go ahead and send a text to someone. So no, not the red hair guy. We have Kaim, which is like that demon, the leader, whatever. And I do not know, but he doesn't seem to appear that often. His pride, at least, has like an issue with that. This guy, he seems really nice, doesn't he? He seems like the nice guy in here. But I'm always very reluctant to go to nice guys, because many times the nice guys are going to be the ones that are going to betray you. So I'm like, I do not know. This guy is like curious. I would say like, he's kind of like curious. But I'm going to the arrogant type guy. Oh, he's going to be like, why are you sending a message to me? I bet. Okay, hi. Do I need to click? Yes. What are you confused about? Why are you texting me? I told you. I was like, I bet. Why not? Zafan told me to pass my test. I have to text someone. And it was your choice because I just felt like it. Why do you seem unhappy? I'm busy. Not too busy to reply to be a grouch. I think it's a grouch, clearly. Okay, well, test passed. Flying colors. Now I need to get on with my day. Great. Now call someone. What? We were moving too fast. Do I want to like... He's going to be pissed. Oh my god. Okay, let's call this one.
Why, hello there. I hope your first day on the job has been fun.
Well, I think I'm learning a lot.
If anything frightens you again, you can be sure to count on me.
This guy is kind of like strange. I don't know. Yeah, I'll try not to keep throwing things.
That's the spirit. But if you ever do feel the urge, I can arrange for you some throwing materials.
Throwing materials? Should I be concerned? Is she like thinking about like explosives or something? No, because in her age, she did not have explosives. So I was like, is she thinking about that? Yeah, sure. I do not know what you're talking about, but yeah. I'll take you up on that offer one day.
I'll be ready. Perhaps I should start making arrangements.
Man, this guy, didn't I told you? I was like, this guy is kind of curious. He's kind of weird. I do not know. Too soon, see?
But if you'd like something a little less exhilarating, I can think of plenty of ways for us to spend time together.
So you are thinking about ways for us to spend time together that are not exhilarating? Kind of funny for you to say that. I like that a lot, Sayer. Look at you, passed with flying colors. He ruffled my hair with a proud look in his eyes. Thanks, teacher. Of course, my star pupil. All right. He clapped his hands together. How about we go get some lunch, then Val can give you a tour of the place. Since you'll be working with us closely, best get to know each of us better. If you want, of course. Oh my god, like this expression in his face, like, I don't know. I do. Ah, glad you're talking this all well so far. Taking, I think it was taking. Sorry. Let me check. Yeah. Ah, glad you're taking this all well so far. Because I said it and then I was like, that doesn't make sense. Looking forward to working with you, Miss Irina. Just Irina. Just Irina. Yes, that's how you're supposed to say it. Yes. He shook my hand with a playful show of pomp and circumstance. Will everyone like me? Of course they will. I already do. I did not think you were the type to be a flirt, Zafan. Zafan yelped, completely taken unaware by a voice from behind. Perfect timing, Valfar. Where did you come from? The job this morning was a quick one. Come, let us start. Over there you have the training hall. Oh, what's in there? A lot of training dummies. Typically, the goal is to take out as many of them as possible in a short amount of time. They are kind of like repeating backgrounds in here, aren't they? Or you have a target and you have to take them out as quickly as possible without accidentally killing one of the innocents. I mean, this actually kind of left me wondering if people are saying that since 2022 they've been like stalling the game just because they probably want more money for it. I'm kind of like, I don't know, you know, because there are a lot of games. I think there are like a ton of games that you actually take a lot of years to, you know, accomplish, to really feel like, okay, this game is good to be finally published. And I would say on average 3 to 4 years is usually the case. Although you have some that take like 7, 8 years, you know, more. But especially when I was like looking at it, like especially for a visual novel, why would you need like 4 or 5 years or more for a visual novel? I mean, I do not know. So I don't want to be like, you know, playing the game in here and kind of like feeling like I'm recommending something that maybe it's not so recommendable, you know. So, I mean, do not take my streams and video records as all of them being something that I am really recommending in here. I'm just feel it more like we are just playing it together. Imagine, you know, I'm playing it and it's kind of like you are watching and we are kind of like playing together. See it more like that. I don't want to feel like I'm recommending something that at the end I might feel like no, you know. So take it with a grain of salt, you know, kind of like that. I don't want to talk bad about the game, and at the same time I don't want to recommend. I'm just saying this because I saw that and I was kind of like thinking about it, you know. It's just that. Let's not take it to another type of level, okay? Does our line of work involve a lot of combat? Depends. There's always the chance to encounter unfriendly spirits. It's like the blues right now are just killing me. I remember hearing of those before, but I didn't think it would be something I'll actually deal with.
I have to fight ghosts?
The dramatic thing again. Yes. I looked at him in horror. You jest, surely? Madame, I assure you, I do not. While his face was relatively smooth, I could definitely see him biting back a smile. Was my dilemma a source of amusement to him? How cruel! That is why you must learn to protect yourself from them. I know some combat, but my best friend had taught me since we were younger.
Didn't do such a good job, did he? You're here dead, aren't you?
Yes, but that's because she decided to be in that position, okay? That was my own decision. Only because you didn't know how to fight enough to run away, right? I mean, she was like in jail, right? Aries, enough. You talk a lot for someone in second place. Ouch. Second place in what? You see, we keep a tally of the scores from the training hall. I'm not in second place. I am merely tied with Kane. Indeed, and since you are tied for first, neither of you are the winner. So does that not naturally make you second place? I agree with Valfar. I actually think that you are both winners when it's like that. I think you are both winners. Thanks. Still beat you, Valfar, haven't I? So you have. Since you are so proficient, how about you show Miss Irina here the ropes later? Please just call me Irina. Very well then. Me, isn't the tour your job? Are you trying to shirk? Sorry. Are you trying to shirk your duties off to me? For shame. I am not you, Aries. I am the tour guide. You can handle her training. For someone who made sure her arrival would be perfect, you enjoy pretending other... Aries glared with such intensity, even I had to look away. You did? None of your business. Yeah, he's like that guy that he kind of like, he cares, but he doesn't want to show that he cares, you know? Could we be dealing with like a tsundere in here? Maybe he is. Because I was like, maybe he's a kudere, but maybe he's a tsundere. We'll see it. Aries. Fine, later. And then he went out of sight. Very well. But as to what I was saying before, you will meet hill spirits, yes. But it should not be too often. You are not to harm humans, but if you are on an assignment as a fixer, the occasion may arise. There are also the rogue reapers, or rogues for short. You may need to protect yourself against them. Our conduct arrests if required. Wow, I have a lot of responsibilities, don't I? And you shall carry them out wonderfully. I forgot to explain about the office. Post-reaping reports are filed here. Reports? Do I have to write them too? No, we have separate stuff to review the actual reapings. Reapings are recorded automatically. Typically, the recordings are studied only if there is an anomaly. Recorded automatically? Yes, into our all of memories. That sounds fancy.
Which is not a stop on your tour.
Oh, you decided to appear. Okay. From out of nowhere, Kane popped in and regarded Valfar with a stern countenance.
Must each one of you interrupt me?
In return, he greeted Kane with a withering sigh. Pardon my rudeness, but yes, I believe that is a lesson for another time. Ow, now I'm more curious. He chuckled, his eyes crinkling with his laugh. Hold on to that curiosity. I assure you, you will be going somewhere much better in a bit. Far more magical. Ah, the gate. Precisely. How about we take her to the human world? She should see what it is like in the present day. Goodness, do you mean right now? Why not?
Oh, are you going to the human world? I shall come along.
Oh my god, this guy. I feel like he might be a creep or something. I don't know. Why do I keep having like this sensation? I was not informed that this would be part of the tour. He was rubbing his temple now, much like a school teacher who had lost control of his students. But it will be fun anyway, right? I can't wait to see how much the human world has changed. Perhaps I could stand to wait longer? I was still not used to the sensation of riding, what was it called? An elevator. My stomach churned as we seemed to descend for ages. I'm always kind of like, I never know when you call it like an elevator or a lift. I'm always like, I never know exactly what is the real difference. I should search about it. Because for me, it's kind of like those two words mean the same thing, but I do not know. I have to see. What if I can't handle it? Are you excited to go into the human world? Perhaps he could sense I was rattled and spoke in soothing tones. Seir, do you not have any work to attend to? No angelic business of any sort? You must not have a lot of work to come along with us. Aries had seen us all going to the elevator in the hallway and tagged along without being asked.
I wonder. Perhaps this is part of my business.
And you are joining us too.
Because, like it or not, you're my business too.
Aries rolled his eyes but said nothing else after that. Kinda curious because these two were the ones that I decided to send a message and call. Was it because of that? I do not know. But now I was kind of like thinking about it. Oh, maybe it was those two because those were the ones that I contact. I don't know. There's only one thing on this floor, this gate here. It was a short walk from the elevator, while the rest of the building was styled differently. Age showed in this hallway. How come this place is rather dilapidated? Strange, is it not? We live in the city of stasis. Our weather changes and we have day and night cycles. Yet, it is all artificial. I suppose it is to give a semblance of routine, change. Suddenly, like, the music just really stopped. What happened in here? So consider this hallway to be the sole representation of change. While time does not pass here, centuries have passed beyond this door. The six of us gathered in front of the gate. Centuries have passed. Yes, however, we can access any point of time in the past. We do so regularly. Why is that? There are more humans than Reapers, therefore there are many more dead souls than Reapers. Meaning, you are understaffed? Precisely. Different Reapers are assigned to different points of time and geographic locations. We are mostly cog up, but there are stranglers. Occasionally, there is some trouble that occurs that are outside the records of history that we must correct. Would it not be better to go in order to collect souls? You would think so, but the powers above say otherwise. We would be centuries behind in our own development, unfortunately. Humans have their follies, but what benefits them also benefits us. We can study patterns in technology, society, and all else and apply it to our own city of stasis. Or learn where we must revise and interfere in history and how to do so. That falls to fixers like Zafan and Seir. So, despite the fact that they are Reapers, it seems like each one of them has their own kind of jobs within the the Reapers thing. Okay. And their souls not waiting for a long time. Yes, I know, the second we go to retrieve them, it is right after their death. Even if they have waited until now, our retrieval changes the time they've actually waited for eventually.
I see. It seems lonely, waiting for centuries.
Yeah, but maybe it was kind of like with her, which is like she doesn't even remember. So, I do not know. But then I suppose they haven't waited in the end. Exactly. The problem is that sometimes before you get to them, they can become troublesome spirits. If wayward, they cause mayhem, or worse, turn evil. It's a broken system. And we have our naysayers, of course. Aries hung to the back, and Zafan and Zaire each held my hand as Kaim approached the gate. Best to show you this part in practice. Remember 2 things. Do not harm any of the humans and do not interfere in their affairs. I nodded, like a good student. Forgive me for taking over Valfar. It is quite all right. It was not as though I had prepared for this part of the lesson in advance. While he smiled, his tone indicated that he was quite put out. Anyway, he held up a pocket watch with a blue cover. Nouveau City by the Roseville Shopping Center, present day. The door opened and the entryway glowed white. Follow me. Yes, sir. I was speaking to Irina. Rude. Without sparing a second glance, Kaim stepped forward. Would you like to go next? I looked at the doorway that swallowed Kaim. Although it wasn't entirely different from the doors I passed through in my dream, there was a nervous beat inside of my stomach. It's nothing to be afraid of. Here, I'll show you. Surprisingly, Aries spoke up, and in a moment he was gone as well. Oh, see, he does care. He would have your hide if he heard that. Shall I take my leave next? Let's all go together. The man nodded at me, and with my hand still clasped in between theirs, we walked forward. A cold breeze tickled my face and my clothes rustled. I feared the sensation would be unpleasant, but it was no different than stepping outside. Here we are. My escorts let go of my hand and gestured towards the sky. What do you think? This place was not unlike stasis. Strange buildings were all around, although they seemed more plain than the ones I've seen back home. Not that I have been in the non-human world for long. In fact, it was strange to think of myself as different from the humans. It is unfamiliar. Then I do believe it is time to familiarize yourself. Shopping? How about we go get some bubble tea? I can sense your true motives in coming along. Let me tell you another thing. It's just like, you probably do not know about this. You know, bubble tea, when I was in the US, bubble tea was like a big thing. And I think it's like a big thing. It started being a big thing in Asia, kind of like a trend. And when I was in the US, it was a big thing in there too. But like in here, like at least where I am in Europe, no. Like you probably won't even find bubble tea almost anywhere, you know? When I keep seeing like the bubble tea reference, I'm like, yeah, okay. But I know what it is because I had it when I was in the US. And there's like a ton of things, like sometimes I think about it, like there's a ton of things that I know now because when I was in the US, I came to experience them or being in contact or know about it. But things that for us in here, it's like, what are they talking about? You know, kind of like. I mean, I do suppose, like in Europe, I do suppose you have other places in here where you do have bubble tea. Not in the place where I am. Yeah, it's like you will have it. It's just not a common thing. People do not care about it. They continued to rattle off suggestions as we went around. The people around us were nothing like the ones I've lived amongst. Their clothes were of far less substance, but also far more colorful. Everything was so cool, it was a little overwhelming. There were so many shops with things I've never seen before and scents from all directions. As the others continued ahead, I found myself hanging back to take in the scenery. Hey miss, you like adventure? A shady person. Huh? Have I the offer for you? It won't take too long and you'll get a free trip out of it. Yeah. He held out a leaflet of paper with some pictures on it. Oh, it did look pretty. Well, I suppose that's nice. Isn't it? Come this way. They are like, oh my god. So you see, Irina, I think you would quite like these bubble waffles. Irina?
Hey, where did she go?
What do you mean, where did she go?
Okay, maybe I'll just pause a bit in here and we continue.